Hi guys, August 1st, 2023. We only have one phone, which is weird. So we are going to go to Target to get diapers for baby Hulk and to get some forks, and we'll clean out the truck in the Target parking lot because all of the car washes over here are fancy. And we don't need a fancy car wash. We just need a space to be able to sort out the mess that the children have made in the truck. And maybe we'll try to find, actually, you know what, we're going to try to find a Dollar Tree too. Well, I can't because I have an application going with you guys. Okay, well, enjoy the ride from the Garden Hilton something in Casper, Wyoming to the Target one.
Yes.
That's about like cowboys and stuff.
extracurricular activities, the traffic, the nightly home. Drawing is tonight, but even if you lose, you might want to keep your ticket because Krispy Kreme is giving out free donuts today and tomorrow if you show up with any lottery ticket. Just show them a ticket, even if it's an old loser, and you'll get a free glazed donut. That is a win situation, isn't it? And Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs for protection on the road and on the water. See how much you could save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
Hit Radio, KKTS.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
John, what are you doing? Get in my car. Why are you walking to work?
Thanks, man. It's these insanely high gas prices. They are draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore.
Dude, don't walk. Just do what I do because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, you're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SMART for an extra 25 cents a...
You guys see the orange Camaro with the sexy button? It's a convertible. It's pretty. She's very sexy. Just so you know. Oh, and there's a big sexy next to me too. You guys see them? That's a big one though. That's the same year as mine. Well, the same generation as mine. But they don't have shiny rims. They have like, I don't know, subtle rims. It's weird. But they're cute. Even though they're not a Laramie and they're the right color, so big sexy representing. Their mirrors are weird in comparison to mine. Like their little thingies are in a different spot, I think. Maybe their thingies are in a different spot. I don't know. Sorry, very distracted.
The plan aims to reduce feed ground's impact by exploring alternatives, but its success hinges on balancing elk welfare and private land interests. Critics worry about deadly diseases like chronic wasting disease spreading, impacting not only elk, but other animals and Wyoming's economy. And Rocky Mountain Power is currently proposing 2 rate increases. They say that according to estimates, the 2 rate hikes would cost on average a little under $20 more every month for the typical residential consumers in the state.
KKTS Weather is brought to you by Dave Kraychek, CPA. In Douglas, for accounting services you can trust, Dave Kraychek, CPA.
Your day weather forecast is calling for partly cloudy skies, daytime temperature readings climb 18.
Isabel, you little messy cat. She's in a bud. She doesn't want to be seen. So we're basically going to start cleaning out the trailways. And considering it's starting to get kind of warm, we're just going to see how well we can do it without getting out of the truck. Alright, Isabel, that's enough being silly. Your brother's asleep. Alright, so we're not going to be super sweet.
Shaking that stirring really does
You guys
make a big
really
difference.
seriously.
When
You
it comes
guys
to
didn't eat this
James
stuff.
Belmont.
You didn't give it to us.
Step up Black Rose and more coming up.
Louis found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A post rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients. Louis has a lot to be thankful for. For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Check it from Louis. Call 800-707-4522. 800-707-4522. 800-707-4522. Optima Tax Relief.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You Expect One. A teenager learning the lingo.
No more music.
Stands for
Oh, that doesn't work very well, does it? You can see us. Alright. Pretty bad. So we have squish donuts. Yay. Alright, Izzy, put this behind you too. We're not. Your brother is sleepy. If you're not going to be serious, we're not taking you inside. We have to clean the truck. And we have a Jeep that we can clean. I know. So put Just try to keep it somewhat organized. Right, so this guy is charged, and he's sticky. You know, everything ends up sticky. Alright, this is your brother's swimmy thing, so this needs to go in the very back.
Like my swimmy thing.
I don't know, that's why we're cleaning out the Trailblazer. And here's my straightener.
This is the
Alright, this is a speaker that you can start getting charged.
this little.
Alright, this isn't even plugged in anything. I know, it's just boring, normal, opposite. You guys need to learn patience. And not be so stuck on screens. Are you guys even charging? Is it even charging anymore? Oh, jeez. I have got to change out my oxygens. Okay, you guys are 48% in charging now. This thing is not charging for some reason. Looking into this board. Yeah, blue blippy. Oh, because you're almost charged. Are you charging? No, you're not charging. Alright, well, you need to charge. There's no on my bag.
Mommy, I'm gonna keep this back here.
Oh man, somebody ended up with gum in my seat. That's not cool. What?
Keep this back here.
Alright, this is all.
No, this back here.
Hang on. Because it fits right here and it's trying to clean. Alright, this is going to go
This
further.
should be a snack for whenever we eat other things.
I know. You have a bunch of craziness going on back there. That you do. You absolutely do. Okay, put this in the very back. Very back stuff is stuff that I'm going to look at and possibly put in the back. No. Yeah, and we have tons of these things floating around. So all the dirty dishes type things need to go in here.
We also got a
What are
bottle.
the other squares? Little square bits.
And we got a bottle.
You have a ball. Alright, and we have Charlie's stroller. Isabel, do not just throw stuff back here. Okay? I'm trying to work on getting on the Trailblazer. Your toys and stuff, you need receptacles, and they need to be back there. Okay? So, we have, I need dirty dishes type things. I need trash to go in the trash bags. This is not going to be the fun game of throw stuff and pop. This is going to be the fun game of Izzy and Mom work together to get up the Trailblazer, okay? Yes, Mommy? I love you. I know it makes you sad that I have to be your mommy voice, but when you do stuff, like I know you want to be silly, and that's great. I want you to have a great childhood, but I also want you to learn how to
This on the map.
it's a toy, so it's going to stay in you guys' area. So what I'm going to do, so here, as soon as I find baby wipes, we will clean this little sticky box out, and this will now turn into our dirty dish stuff. in here. So I'll clean this out, and then small toys will go in here, because I have no idea how it got so yucky, but it's yucky, and we need to clean it out. Not looking at you guys, I was looking at temperature and trail. she overheats, but like, you know, she's getting older, so at some point she might start having little issues that I'm
And the
aware of.
jelly sack.
These are very important. So these are going to go with the bottles.
Find another jelly sack.
Okay, so put it in here with the bottles.
But this is trash.
No, this is trash. I just took your piece of trash out of it.
Find another toy.
Okay, so here, you guys are having these in here. And here's the thing. There's three things going to go in the very back. Isabel, please don't just throw stuff back there, because if we just throw stuff back there, it's going to attack Bobby. Alright, next goes.
Just my microphone.
Your microphone is a toy, so if you want it in the Trailblazer, it needs to live in there. Everything has to have a home, because if everything doesn't have a home and we're not keeping things in their homes, we're not setting ourselves up for success, and then we're going to have a bunch of issues. It's like right now, I have tons of veggie straw thrown all around my sofa. At the beginning of this adventure, the middle seat only had like a pillow and a couple things in it, and that was it. I used the floorboard space, and now it's just my mess. And for some reason, Isabel likes cutting down her legroom space, because this row was down so that it would be a big empty space.
Oh, you're right. Cut it down whenever I don't want to start to cut it down. Because it makes no sense to me in my little way for me to have it straight out whenever I don't even want to like it when
Well, it doesn't make any sense to do that, because then you're doing an extra movement because you're having to open it and close it each time. I would prefer to keep it down because it's less movement on the pieces. I think you're doing it to feel like a movement. That's what I think.
a
Alright.
cool girl.
Well, guy is an expression, so it can be an expression for more than just males. I don't know. This thing is charging. You can charge this battery now. Izzy, please stop. Oh, good. This is almost fully charged. I'm big on like charging any devices that I can while we're on the road, because the electricity is available. These are my business cards. What did you write on the back of it? Oh, you didn't do that. There you go. And this is Poppy's book, isn't it? Or did you bring it? Ugh, it smells stinky. And it has leaves on it. So this needs to get washed. So stick this in the very back. Please and thank you. I know, it smells like puppies. Alright, and we have all these water bottles. Oh, goodness.
Mommy, did you hear me? Oh, goodness gracious.
I heard you as well. is what its class is because people you've heard of them as these. Here, this is a toy too. Could be a distractor cat if you're supposed to be cleaning. They, I guess they're going to stay back there. Alright, so my area. guys can see her. Ugh. And you guys are in selfie mode. Because that way we can see what you see. And you're charging. So look at all this mess that, like, they made. Him too. Oh. He's on his torticollis side. Where's your little Hello Kitty that you had over there for him?
I don't know. Oh.
There we go. He can have a Hello Kitty friend.
And it's fat like him.
Oh, he's not fat.
I was saying his brain.
Your brother has a fat brain?
Because look, his head is bigger than his whole body.
You know, he's perfectly fine the way he is. You be nice to him. Don't put stuff on him while he's asleep.
It's a cereal crown.
Okay. What about all this junk down here? Look, you're getting ants. You see? You have an ant. Isabel.
I can kill them.
You do realize that you get the bugs because you are living a yucky cat life. Don't make it silly. You are a big cat. You need to be able to do big cat stuff. Why is there a cup back here? This is your brother's little cup area. That's where his baba can go. That is yours. And I rolled this up and then you just shoved it over here.
So now each
Oh my goodness, you have so much stuff over here too.
So now each other wants to stick any more stuff over there. That's why.
Oh, good grief.
Now you're waking him up.
I'm not waking him up. Your mess is waking him up. Here, throw this in the trash. This is ridiculous. Look at this stuff, guys. You got stuff everywhere over here.
Can they pour this out the window?
The window is not rolled down right now.
Mommy, my window, right here.
Go ahead. Veggie straws. Veggie straws everywhere. This whole truck. Like, I think one of the reasons that people get so grumped up about stuff, one is because people are just judgy. But two, because, like, we all know that we all create messes. We know that life with children is messy. But for some reason, people want to pretend on social media that, like, life is not messy. And that their houses and their lives are perfectly perfect all the time. And then it makes everybody feel bad. And so, like, people are probably going to be, ugh. Okay, this has got to go with your hobbies thing because that also stinks. But people want to act like everybody's lives are, like, perfect all the time because that's what people post on social media. And then the other thing is people sit there and, like, act like everything is great. And then they're, like, buying all this stuff. And they're, like, super duper in debt. And they're super stressed. But they're like, oh, I got to add pictures of my, like, frivolous whatever big purchase. And, like, so everybody thinks that I'm doing super duper well. Even though we're up to our eyeballs in debt. And, like, that's just not an ideology that I can get behind. Like, you have a bunch of debt because, like, COVID stuff happened. What?
Trash bag.
And that is a big contractor trash bag. It's supposed to be back there. You gotta leave it alone. Or, like, you know, medical bills or something like that, which is just insane that you have to pay so much money to stay alive. Then that's one thing. But if you're just, like, trying to keep up with the Joneses by doing all that dumb stuff, like, that just is going to make me really mad. Because then not only are you making people feel bad about their life, okay, why would you partially open this? See, now this is bad. You can't just, like, partially open this and then, like, throw it down on the ground. It makes it look like a rat did this. And a rat didn't do this, and Izzy did this. Look at her. She smiles. She's like, haha. And, like, mommy, if, like, this would happen in Baltimore, then, like, people would think it was a rat, but it was actually an Izzy. Exactly. She's embarrassed. But yeah, back to my soapbox. It's just very frustrating that people want to appear like they have an infinite amount of money. And in fact,
people
they're
don't
just,
have infinite amount of money.
yeah, but people, grown-up people, will sit there and buy all these things and then post them all over the place to make other people feel bad. And then they're creating a huge amount of debt for themselves and making it where like they can't retire one day because they have so much overhead that they can't do anything. And then like if we have an old Trailblazer, like the Trailblazer's 20 years old because mommy bought her when mommy had her first baby. And, you know, I paid my car loan because I had to get a car loan. And once my car loan was done, then I was happy because like I basically got to drive around in a free vehicle minus insurance and expenses and insurance and expenses and gas and stuff is something I'd have to pay on any other vehicle. So the Trailblazer has more than paid for herself off of miles and everything else. And she does, and she's a really solid vehicle. But because she's not a super brand new vehicle, people assume that I can't get a big fanciful loan for a big fanciful new version of a Trailblazer. This is cuckoo stuff. So because she's older and mommy decides to spend mommy's money on other things because mommy is trying to make it where we can go and have vacations and do super fun stuff, then people get judgy about it. Yeah, that's what they do. But like if you look around in the parking lot, like it's just, there's a story to tell. Like, you know, like that Crown Vic, you know, that's an older vehicle. That Suburban is an older vehicle. But then like you have a newish Armada that's not super new. But like the red truck over there, he's older. And so people don't think about the fact that like the people that have the super fancy vehicles, they're not more ahead than the people that have the old vehicles. Because most of these vehicles that are newer, hang on, outside of a few people, most of the vehicles that you see on the road that are newer, they have a car loan attached to them. And I'm sorry, like when I bought this truck, it was like $585. I know because I had to bring in $85 because my loan was for $14,500. And it was $315 a month for me. And I felt awesome, but guess what? I didn't own this vehicle. I did not own her because I had to pay $315 a month to keep her. And if I would have missed my payments, then she would have been gone. So was I more or less ahead of the Crown Vic that has had that vehicle? No, I don't have to pay that amount. I had to pay it for the duration of the loan. So a bank will loan you money, and then you have to pay them money each month, and then they get interest and principal. Principal is the amount that like it costs to actually buy the Trailblazer, and then the interest is what the bank makes off of loaning you the money, because banks make money loaning money. But like,
That doesn't make sense.
It does make sense because everybody wants to make money. So it's like if I said, Isabel, you need $100 to buy a bicycle, and you don't have $100 to buy the bicycle, but you don't, but I will loan you $100, and you have to pay me back $15 a month until it's paid off. Your little brain is going to think that it's $15 minus $100 and just keep going with that. But because there's interest, that $100 that I loaned you is going to turn into $150 that you pay me back. So that $50 is the money that I'm charging you to loan you the money. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, because I want to make money because I loaned you money.
I had to do that. I had to do like the multiply and I had to think to my brain to know I could actually understand it.
Oh, hang on.
And
Say it
just
again.
because we don't have gloves doesn't mean that I can't use this as my glove.
Okay, good job. Keep cleaning. So that's one of the things that just frustrates the crap out of me is like,
Bad words.
crap is not a bad word. It's just an expressive word. But that's one of the things that will just bother me to no extent is that you see someone get this new fanciful vehicle and they're like, look what I got. And it's like $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 vehicle. And they're paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month, maybe even, close to $1,000 a month. And if they stop paying that, they lose that vehicle. And then they have credit card debt on top of that. And then they want to get all judgy. And then you get people that get all stuck with that. And they're like, ooh, I have to have really nice things. And it's like, no. If you have things and they're paid off and you don't have to pay somebody every single month to keep those things. Like my husband Kat's truck. He hasn't had a note on that thing in forever. Just like the Trailblazer hasn't had a note on her forever. And the Jeep. That was a cash purchase. Cash and carry. There you go. The Ram had a car note for a very, very long time. The Transformer, she does have a little car note because it's in our financial best interest because of business taxes to do so. But people will sit there and it's like as soon as they've completed their loan or they're almost done completing their loan, guess what? They're going to get another one. So they never own anything. They never own anything. And then they judge people that are driving around things that they actually own. That like people can't take away from them. It's so stupid.
Mommy, I saw some video that a girl bought a car that was like brand new and it looked super good, and then a boy just seen that car and just like took pictures of it and said, this is my car, whenever I was actually the girl's car. And whenever the girl came over, she was like, how about you get inside of your car and drive around in it? And then he just froze and he just tried to open up the door, and then she said, where's your key to the car? And then she pulled out the keys to the car and then she drove off in her car. So that was very mean of the boy to just think that he could like just assume that someone wouldn't notice that he was acting like it was his car, but it was actually the girl's car.
Okay. Good addition to the storyline. Isabel participates actively. But anyways, yeah, I feel like everyone is so fancy pants right now. Don't lean this thing back. I feel like everyone is so fancy pants right now that they just want to be all judgy, and then they're making other people feel less and less about their lives. So it seems like everyone is depressed or angry or upset or something. And for me, it's like, I'm happy. My son's alive. My daughter's doing well. I finally have a communication method between my, younger daughter and my older daughter. I'm good. But like, I get it all the time because like, we're staying at a little fancy Hilton whatever thing. And we're doing it on points because of Husband Cat and his points. And like, when we had to stop in the middle, we parked next to like a hardtop BMW, super fancy, super new, whatever thing that was parked in the Diamond parking lot or the Diamond parking area. And I had to call Husband Cat. So I was like, the Trailblazer probably just made that like, fanciful BMW guy feel like weird because there's like an old Trailblazer sitting right next to him in his little Diamond parking thing. Because people always want to just find ways to feel better than other people. And it's not like, and if it's all based off of stuff, how are you going to feel when you can't afford to keep all your stuff and your life blows up? Because like, one of the first things in macroeconomics that they taught was that, most individuals are two paychecks away from complete and catastrophic financial failure. So maybe, maybe we should start owning our stuff. And like, once that car note is done, then like, maybe you should keep the car. And if you want another one, then like, you buy another car and you keep the first one. That's how you end up with a fleet of vehicles like us.
Some people judged me inside of school for my hair because they said, oh, I can have hair better than that. And I just didn't really feel bad for myself. I just stood up for myself and didn't say anything. And then I walked right past them. And then they just did like this. So they just they just wanted to make me feel bad of myself for having red hair, and I don't care if they make me feel bad because I shouldn't feel bad. Like, I can't control it. What color of hair you are born with, you stay with. So, even though I will dye my hair, which I'm not gonna do,
Not going to do.
Even if I dye my hair, people will still judge me. Like, I don't care. It's my hair. My hair, my way. So, if someone ever judges you about your hair, and that, like, say your hair is blonde, and people say, oh, if you have blonde hair, then you can't be with us. Then don't feel bad of yourself. Just go out there and show like your blonde hair. Just like get some people that have blonde hair too. Tell them what the other people told you. And then you will come to those people and you will say, look, blonde hair is beautiful. So, yeah.
Anyways, words of wisdom from an Izzy. And words of frustration from a mommy cat. Because, like, Izzy's proud of her Trailblazer. And, like, the only reason I make such a big deal about it...
This isn't really my Trailblazer, it's Sissy's.
Okay, Izzy's proud of her Sissy's Trailblazer. The only reason I say this is because, like, as a child, because all the people at the school were super fanciful and their parents had newer vehicles, and it started being very aware. I started being made aware of, I guess, socioeconomics, but I didn't really understand it as that concept. It was just like, my mom had a 85 box Chevy Caprice, and she owned it outright. And all these other people had like all these super fancy newer cars. And cognitively, I didn't know that there were loans and all this other stuff attached to those fanciful vehicles. All I knew is that I was getting picked on because my mom's vehicle was older. And, you know, 1 year, because we were allowed to get a certain amount of outfits or spend a certain dollar amount for clothes shopping. And so I found out that if I went to Walmart and I bought clothes at Walmart, then I would be able to have way more outfits because they were cheaper. And prior to that, we would go to the mall. And so that 1 year, I said, you know what, Mom, I want to go to Walmart and I want to buy all my clothes. I didn't know that my peer group was going to make fun of me and call me poor because my jeans were from Walmart. And that's what, like, I don't care about brands. I don't.
Cheap. We're cheap.
Well, I'm cheap, but I will spend money on certain things. Like any diverter that's in a bathroom, it's going to be the top of the line. I learned that kind of stuff from Mr. Marty. It's like you do what makes financial sense for you based off of the longevity of when you're going to need it and based off of a lot of other factors. So while I do get cheap stuff, if I need temporary things to cook for my family in a hotel, then I will buy cheap things because it doesn't matter. A fork is a fork, whenever you're using it for whatever time period. Now, if I want to, like, I have very expensive forks and spoons and knives and everything like that at Manassas because that's supposed to be home. But I didn't start off with that stuff. I started off with just cheap stuff. And now that I found like the certain ones at Target that I really like that are like $1, I'm okay with those. That's what I have at Patterson. I didn't buy the fancy things over there because my spoons walk out of the house. And if I was doing business stuff, then I would be doing the same thing with the business stuff. And it's all just what's practical in your life. But I got hardcore picked on about the Walmart clothes. And it's just very frustrating because that's why I don't do any type of branding, because no one owns me. I like Calvin Klein dresses and I like Ralph Lauren dresses. That needs to go. I need that because that's gross and that needs to get washed. But the other dresses, it's gross. It has yucky stuff in it. But the other dresses are like connection dresses or on focus dresses. And I typically get them. Okay, we'll put some on. And I typically, get them from Mercari sometimes. Ross, if I find them in a mall. I very rarely will just go and buy them from the actual retailer. But I'm not going to be a big branded person. I like Craftsman tools for the name and because the quality behind the brand that used to be there, and the warranty information, plus like the color red. But I have tons of Hyper Tough tools too, specifically because they're lightweight and they get the job done very well, and they're lightweight. So am I going to use my Craftsman tools all the time? No, because if they're heavier than the Hyper Tough ones, and I, worry about them like walking away or something, then that's totally different. But yeah, that's my random speech. What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. It's just my arm feels like I cracked a bone.
Your arm feels like you cracked the bone?
A bone.
Did you twist it a certain way?
No, all I did was pick up this.
You probably pulled a muscle in a weird way.
It hurts like right here.
Well, then just like stretch it.
Ow.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about all my stuff. Maybe every single $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 vehicle out here, somebody saved up $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, did not take a loan, and walked in there with cash.
I stopped my little mic.
Okay. Or maybe they're just trying to get the best thing that they can for some reason, and they want to have a huge car note because it just makes sense to them. I don't know. Because they need to seem fancy.
And
Don't
also, if you have a triangle inside of your eye, then that means that God is watching over you. But I don't believe that. I just believe that God is watching over everyone.
Words of wisdom from the Izzy Cat. But yeah, I totally don't care about the brand name stuff. I mean, I do for vehicles, just as far as like researching them. But I mean, we bought the Chrysler 200.
And look at them. They have fancy stuff on, but we don't.
They don't have fancy stuff on.
Well, that looks like fancy stuff.
Everyone needs to just be comfortable in their own skin and stop trying to compete with everyone else. That's it. Unless it's like a business thing, and then compete as much as you want to.
I don't know how I'm gonna do this.
So I will see you guys later because I've talked way too long, and Isabel is putting deodorant on, and she still needs to finish her area of the Trailblazer because so far I have 3 bags of trash. That's all. Bye guys. Technically 4 because that other bag came from me. Bye.